they are so lucky.
What do you mean lucky?
Arsenal are so lucky. I don't want to become a hater now. You're a hater.
We were the better team on the day.
So lucky.
Nah, man.
Thank you, Dylan,
I think West Ham put up a very good fight.
They had the best chance.
Yeah, Mateus Fernandes, I love you, and please come Old Trafford, but that he should have buried.
He had the best.
I say this from the perspective, by the way, of I'd rather Arsenal win the league over Man City. I have to clarify this all the time. Everyone assumes I hate Arsenal. I don't. I want them to win the league over Man City, but when I say the same time, I say objectively, Arsenal had David Raya. I've been say like 6 weeks ago. I was like, that's the player of the season.
I'm going to have to pop your collar again. So so you and FJ are telling me that Arsenal are lucky because we've got the best goalkeeper in the league. With Fernandes, was it Fernandes?
Mateus Fernandes.
He's through on goal.
Mate, time stood still in that moment.
And
took an extra touch.
He took an extra touch, which that's down to him. That's not luck. He decided he's going to take extra touch.
Tried to give him the eyes.
He tried to give him the eyes. He tried to place the ball. Our keeper, at the exact right moment, spreads himself. How is that luck? That is absolute brilliance by the keeper. So how can that be luck?
Great keeping.
If it had been a situation whereby it had hit the post or it had rolled along the line, Dylan, and didn't cross the line fully, then I could say we got lucky.
Do you think you're lucky to win yesterday?
No, look at the stats of the game.
Come on.
Honestly,
was he lucky to win yesterday?
If Arsenal,
how do you define luck?
Changes answer.
Did you look at the stats of the game?
I watched the game. I don't need to look at stats.
You tell me how we were lucky.
I watched the game and there was not a lot of what kind of chance? There's not a lot of chances.
So how can we be lucky then?
Because you guys didn't go for it and you guys didn't go for the 3 points.
Yeah, but we had more shots on goal and more shots on target.
Okay,
how can you say we didn't
watched it? You watched it. Name the chances you had.
We had chances to win that game.
You didn't.
You are right, actually.
Eze, nothing. Odegaard came on, wonderful. He came on, impacted.
And what happened?
Yeah. Okay,
so what we're saying is they had their chances. They missed theirs.
They had their chance.
We had our chance, and we scored ours. How does that make that luck?
But my question was, do you think you're lucky to take the 3 points?
No.
Oh, Laurie, come on.
What?
You know, I'm being biased as well today. I'm going to be biased as well today.
No, but when you're talking about luck, what are we talking about?
Less than 20 minutes.
Yeah, because he's doing it. I try to be neutral. But he's being biased.
No, but FJ, seriously, on a serious note,
83 minutes.
If the man is through on goal and doesn't take his opportunity, it's a great save by the keeper. We get an opportunity at the other end, which we take. How is that luck? Because our striker in that same situation has done his job, whereas the other guy didn't. And one of the reasons he didn't was because our keeper made a great... There was nothing luck about that save. It was a great piece of skill.
But other than that, what other threat did Arsenal impose? Like, what other threat did they have?
We hit the post twice. Trossard hit the post twice. That was the difference between us being 2-0 up.
I remember that silence is mad. Wait, he just talked about 2-0 up. He's talking about 2-0 up.
No, I'm saying we hit the post twice.
Oh, way before that?
Yeah.
Anyway, I actually think that everyone's talking about Arteta, talking about how he's like...
See, this is what people do.
Wait. Everyone's talking about Arteta,
right?
Criticising Arteta, what the philosophy or whatever, or the boring football or whatever. But yesterday, there was actually a big tactical change that he done, and I don't know if people gave him credit. I don't know if people like pulled their hands. Like there was an injury. Cool. They put Declan Rice right back, and straight away you can see that the big difference with Declan Rice.
Our flow was disrupted.
The big difference with Declan Rice in the middle and Declan Rice right back. So Zubimendi came on. He brought on Zubimendi. At halftime, he took off Zubimendi and he made some important substitutions. Put Declan Rice back in the middle, and the whole, even though Mascara never played right back again. Mascara never played right back again. But we brought him on. Somerville killed him. But anyway, Arteta
killed him so much that we won 1-0.
Arteta, I always talk bad about Arteta, but yesterday he made like big tactical changes. So I think he takes some plaudits for that. I'm not an Arsenal hater, even though I don't want you guys to win the league. But yesterday was like very big.
What I would say about that, and it's a good point you raised, right? So Ben White got injured, unfortunately. He makes a substitution. We was in the studio, we were thinking, like for like, Mosquera. Because there's an argument to say that Mosquera's been better at right back than Ben White this season anyway. So you can imagine our surprise when he puts Declan Rice, who's one of our most effective players.
It was really weird.
Exactly. So you think you want him high up the pitch involved in the game. You stuck him out on the right.
Well, I've been
straight away we called it in the
find it
studio.
weird
We said that
Rice has been playing low anyway.
wrong.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair to Arteta, he didn't allow his ego to get the better of him. He realised he made the mistake. He changed it at half time, and I do feel a bit sorry for him. He subbed the sub later on, who wasn't having a particularly good game. And then I also got to give him credit because when he brought the subs on later in the game, it did change it at a time when we needed it. Odegaard came on, did very well, got the assist.
Havertz was a good.
Havertz was a good foil.
Yeah.
So we give him credit for that. He did get it wrong, but then he acknowledged it, put it right, made some other substitutions. We got the win. I'm just not buying this. We were lucky. We're not. If you look at the stats, we were not lucky. We had more shots on goal, more possession. But anyway, possession and all that doesn't necessarily dictate. If it comes down to chances, West Ham had their chances. We had ours. The difference was we took one of our chances. West Ham weren't able to do theirs. And that was not through luck. Like I said, it wasn't like the ball was rolling on the line and it never crossed it. It wasn't like we had some major drama and the ball. No. Trossard took his chance. Fernandes didn't take his. That was probably what did it. That is not luck for FJ. That is one man taking his chance.
Odegaard's moment of brilliance. Other than that, Arsenal had no threat.
So where was West Ham's moment of brilliance?
And that's the problem.
So how is that luck?
And it's not luck, but
right.
You can't to go down. They can't be taking
3 points that late in a crazy phenomenal game. Like that.
You know when Trossard picked up the ball on the edge of the box, FJ and Dylan, did he mean to score?
He wanted to score.
Right. So how is that luck?
But you know what I'm trying to say.
I don't know what you're trying to say. Because a minute ago you said it was luck. Now,
it was luck.
A few seconds ago you said it weren't luck.
It was lucky. Like that, Arsenal taking 3 points was lucky. 100% lucky. You guys can't be scoring that late in the game.
Have you not scored late in the game? So when Szoboszlai scored with that free kick against Arsenal, did you say that?
To be fair, because as well, previously, as a Liverpool fan, you should know more than anyone that titles are decided on moments. You having come so close to Man City, was it 98, 97 points, being so close to Man City, and in decisive moments, even you as Laurie as well, when, Man City 2-0 down against Aston Villa on the final day, but then they come back and they manage to win 3-2. Titles are decided on moments, and the moment of David Raya being able to get to Fernandes' shot, read his eyes, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's how you win a league title. So although you can, I don't think it was lucky. I was super surprised that the game was as 50-50 as it could be.
And so far along.
I thought. Huh?
No, but to be fair,
into the game.
Either way, Arsenal got the job done.
No, but to be
as
fair,
an Arsenal
on that
fan,
as well,
I wouldn't care less how we get the 3 points now.
But to be fair, I expected a tough game. I said when we did the watch along for AFTV yesterday, I said to all the guys before, and I thought we would win 2-0. I thought our extra class would tell on the day, but I was expecting it to be a hard game. We're away at West Ham. They're fighting for their lives. They've actually got a decent record at home. I think prior to Arsenal beating them yesterday, they hadn't lost a home game since January. They drew with City. So these are not scrubs, you know what I mean? And they you know what I mean? They were fighting hard.
It's a
Nuno
really
had them
good
set
side,
up
by the way,
tactically very well.
Like, thinking about looking at starting 11 and some of the players they have, for that team to be going down, because I actually think Spurs are... Look, we're going to get on to Spurs in a minute, because obviously they're playing Leeds tonight. If Spurs were to win tonight, I think it's... Or even maybe draw, they'd be like 3-4 points clear of West Ham with a couple games to go. But that side... think of some of the players in that team. We'll see their left back, Juve. They've got Mateus Fernandes, who's being linked to all the big clubs. Jarrod Bowen, who's fantastic. They've got some really good players. Somerville's great. They've got some very, very good players in that team. And it's kind of mad that they're going down.
And I just want to address one final thing before we move on as well.
Yeah.
Earlier on in the season, at Anfield, Arsenal were the better team against Liverpool. I think that's fair to say. They get a last-minute set piece. So Szoboszlai steps up. Brilliant goal. Did you hear me say that was luck? I never once said that. In fact, when other Arsenal fans were saying it was lucky, I got into arguments with them. I said, you cannot tell me that when Szoboszlai steps up to take that kick, that was luck. That was skill. And the man's proven it in the past that he can score from that range. That was not luck. That was a brilliant piece of skill, well executed, and he beat a goalkeeper like David Raya. That is not luck. So you need to give us the same credit now. Just because we scored a goal late does not mean to say it's luck.
100%. I'm saying that you create your own luck anyway. Yeah. So moment of brilliance, boom, boom. Trossard, great finish. Yeah. Good. 3 points, cool. But it got to a point when we got to 75th minute, Arsenal fans were getting nervous. 80th minute, getting
Of course
nervous.
we're getting it's only
There was
natural.
nothing. In that sense, there was nothing at all that to make West Ham players scared. It was just that one moment of brilliance of Odegaard, boom, 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 goal.
But that's what wins
Surely.
games, goals.
I'm not disagreeing. That wins games, and it does give you the 3 points. But before that, Arsenal were nothing.
I do get what you're saying, FJ, in the way of like, so for example, if you compare this Arsenal team to Premier League winners of the past, they're not as good as Premier League winners, like Premier League, or even teams that came second, such as Jurgen Klopp's team. I wouldn't put Arsenal in the category of the best ever Premier League teams that we've seen. For example, like our 08 United team, City Centurions, City's treble winners, some of Klopp's side.
Had to mention that.
Yeah, well, no, because that team that won six titles in 7 years.
But what about our team in 2004 that went invincible? How come you not mention that?
Yeah, I'm talking about this team right now, this current Arsenal team.
Yeah, I know, but you're comparing this team to other teams. What about our
because the overall point, Laurie, because the overall point I'm trying to say is that right now you are the best team this league in this season, which is why I think Arsenal, when they do win the league, will be deserved champions. It's not like they've lucked their way to the league title.
Not at all.
They have been the best team over the course of this whole
Whatever
season.
happened to that phrase, the league doesn't lie?
The league does lie because Arsenal are lucky. Arsenal are lucky to win. You know what? Arsenal are lucky to win.
It's not
this
won
league.
yet, by the way.
Arsenal are lucky to win this league, but hey, well done. Well done.
With respect, what FJ said there is clearly ridiculous, and he knows that. I mean, listen, when Liverpool won the title last season, and I remember when I saw you at the game at Anfield last year, right?
Yeah.
And that game was a draw, and I remember speaking to fans, and they were saying Liverpool won the title with 3 weeks to go. This is the worst league in God how many years. Liverpool won the title. They weren't even that good. That's what people were saying last year. You know?
Yeah.
So this is a refrain that you hear a lot. So I'm not taking it too seriously. Last year, and I congratulated you afterwards, didn't I? When I saw you in Liverpool, we spoke. And I said, big up, you won the game, you won the title. And I said to you, next year's going to be different. And I've been proven right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, I did. I remember seeing you. I saw you outside the ground. We were doing fan cams and you walked past and me and you spoke for about 10 minutes. And I said to him, big up, enough respect. You did your thing, but next season it's going to be different. And my man, as he likes to, he laughed at me in my face. I said, all right, now here we are on the verge. So
On the verge.
Yeah.
And listen, when we win it
On
this
the
year,
verge.
when we win it, I'm sure you're going to come at us hard next season. Man United are going to come at us hard.
Yeah, big up.
Man City will be coming at us hard. So we will have to do all this over again. And it's not easy to retain a title, as you guys have found out, because let's be honest, your title challenge this year has been pretty poor.
This season
Third worst of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, third worst, I said.
Third worst. I think Chelsea.
So it's not easy to
Chelsea
retain
when
the title.
they finished 8th.
Yeah,
was
you'll
bad.
know next
Obviously,
year.
Leicester
Exactly.
was shocking. But I think after Chelsea and Leicester, I think this one is third.